everyone, welcome to my back of the napkin explanation of the concept of terminal velocity. Now, terminal velocity is a fairly simple concept to understand. Essentially, we have an object that is experiencing a constant force. Now, the velocity of that object will increase to a maximum peak, its final velocity, which is where the word terminal comes from. So the best example to explain terminal velocity is an object that is in free fall. And that force, that constant force, acting on that object is the force none other than gravity. Now, it's common knowledge in physics that force is equal to the mass of the object times the acceleration. Now, in our case, the force of gravity is equal to the mass of the object times the gravitational acceleration. Gravitational acceleration is known in physics to be 9.8 meters per second squared for all objects. So what this is telling us is that our object, its velocity, is increasing over time. Now, as our object is falling, it comes into contact with air particles. And as our object hits these air particles, they create an opposing force to the motion of our object. This opposing force, or frictional force, is called drag force in this scenario. Like I said before, this is the acceleration of our object, which means that the velocity is increasing. Now what that means is that our object covers more distance in a shorter amount of time. More distance means more contact with air particles. So an increase in contact with air particles. Now, what that means for terminal velocity is that the drag force is also going to increase. There will come a point where our object will have an equal drag force to our gravitational force. But they will be in opposite direction. When two forces are in opposite direction but equal in magnitude, they cancel each other out. This means that our total force is going to be zero. And when our total force is zero, that means our total acceleration is also zero. Now, when acceleration is equal to zero, that means the velocity is going to be constant. You might be thinking why the drag force isn't going to increase constantly. Well, that's because when these two forces, as soon as they are equal to each other but in opposite direction, then our acceleration will become zero and our velocity will not increase anymore, which means no more increase in interaction with more air particles. Therefore, our drag force cannot increase anymore. They will become equal and our velocity will become constant. That is when terminal velocity is achieved. Thank you for listening.